Good morning, my people, my people. My name is Chief Strongblood, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, favorite most hated son. I am the diaspora, my children, my people. It has been another beautiful day for protest, and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. Let me first remind you, the front of my sign says, I don't want the white man's money, the white man's woman, the white man's friendship, and or the white man's faith. And the reverse of my sign says, white man, why have you enslaved the African American? My people, all in all, it has been another beautiful day for protest, and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. There is nothing particularly important that I should bring to your attention as it relates to the activities that transpired while I protested this morning. And as you know, when I have finished protesting and brought you an update as to what transpired while I protested, it is always my pleasure and my delight to bring you something from the word of a social nature from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. My people, leave it to Jomo Thomas to lose a winning case. Jomo Thomas was tasked with a simple task on behalf of the public and civil servants of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to take a case to court, sue the government on behalf of the people, and win a case. My people, Astafan and the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines did not win that case. Jomo Thomas lose that case, and there is a difference. Let me first say here, Astafan is no brilliant lawyer. Astafan is no bright boy. If I was acting as a lawyer anywhere and Astafan or any of these lawyers come up against me, they can't win me if they have an impartial judge and an impartial juror. They can't win me. I took on 4 of Los Angeles' biggest law firm at the same time with 4 different mitigation. They have different lawyers working on these cases, and I was working on these 4 cases by myself. Filing motion and dealing with motion and all of these things simultaneously in 4 cases, fighting 4 large law firms in California, Los Angeles, California. And the only how they can win me is to use the resources of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to buy the judge. The judge, they consolidate all of the cases under one judge, and that one judge was paid off. Otherwise, those lawyers couldn't win me. Let me tell you what I'm speaking about when I say Astafan and the government did not win the case. Jomo Thomas lose that case. When a person files a civil complaint in any civil court, it means that someone has been wrong, and that wrong was not criminal. It's a civil wrong, and these matters are dealt with in the civil courts. Now, what happens? The person who's filing the lawsuit will outline their injuries, the wrong that was done to them, how it affected them, etc., etc. They will outline their injuries and a complaint and file it before the court and solve those injuries, that complaint on the defense. The defense will now go over that complaint, see if there is any bogus arguments in the complaint, see if there is any different evidence to present in the complaint, and then submit a counter to the claim. They will solve that counter or the response to the complaint on the complaining team. And now the complaining team has the opportunity to respond to that. It is based on this evidence that both parties will put forward their evidence to support their claim. I asked several people who have been impacted by the outcome of this COVID-19 mandate case to send me the complaint, the response, and the reply to the response. Nobody sent it to me because they were sure that Jomo Thomas was able to win this case on their behalf. They didn't want my input. So I was at a loss as to the evidence that was put forward in this case, meaning what the complainant presented and what the defendant presented. It is not until I heard Astafan boasting that I realized that Jomo lose the case. Astafan did not win the case. And Jomo Thomas lost that case in the High Court, not at the Appeal Court, in the High Court. Let me tell you why. Henry Escudo, or Escudo Henry, whatever her name is, brought back a faulty judgment. And that judgment was corrected by the Appeal Court. Alan, what do you mean? Jomo Thomas based his case on the unconstitutionality of the government action in displacing the workers. Fine, that is all fine and well. Astafan based his case on the government's rights to look out for the greater good of the community by sacrificing the constitutional rights of a few, which is also a strong argument, because we all know that when it comes to the greater good, the government have to make a decision and sometimes sacrifice the constitutional rights of a small cross-section of people for the greater good of the overall community. Astafan was right in his argument, but the question that Jomo failed to ask is, was the vaccine mandate and the dismissal of the government workers was in the greater good of the community? How is he going to defend himself against this very plausible cause? Jomo Thomas had to admit that what Astafan have said and the argument he's making is a plausible argument under normal circumstances, under circumstances where it applies. And it did not apply under these circumstances. This circumstance, it was not a do or die situation. Jomo Thomas had to provide the court with the evidence that was in plain sight that the workers were able to perform their duties, even not being vaccinated, without posing a danger to the people they are serving and to themselves. And they could have done this by simply following the mandate of wearing a mask, providing a barrier, which was the only way of ensuring that the COVID-19 virus was not transmitted to anyone or be received by anyone. And therefore the government was not faced with a do or die situation, for there was a safe method where these workers could have carried out their duties without being a danger to anyone or endangering themselves in the process. The research was there to help Jomo Thomas in this end. So when the government claimed that those persons who did not take the vaccine abandoned their job, while they were willing to comply with the mandate of wearing a mask to ensure they protect themselves and they protect others, to claim that these people have abandoned their job was a lie, it was unconstitutional, and it was a heavy-handed mandate to accomplish the denial of the people's opportunity to make a living in their country of their birth, a violation of their constitutional rights. Because the government only have the mandate to forego the constitutional rights of the citizens, of a minor part of the citizens, when there was no alternative. That is why I say Jomo lose a case. Astafan did not win the case. Jomo lose a case because he failed to do his job. And all of you who I asked for the complaints so I could have reviewed it, because this was so easy to spot. And I was also of the opinion that Jomo had a second chance in the appeal to prove this point. Where in the appeal he could have accepted that although Astaphan's argument was plausible, there was not a situation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that merited the actions of the government, because there was an alternative where the workers could have performed their duty safely without posing a threat to the people they were serving or putting themselves in danger while providing the service to the people. My people, you may not want to admit it, I am a genius. Miss Webb, Ina Webb, Malcolm and Michael Webb's mother told me, it is only a sick elephant that can't blow his own trumpet. I am a genius. I'm no sick elephant. My name is Chief Strongblood. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, 50 most hated Sundays, diaspora machismo. Talk to you soon.